Hello, I'm Dr. Laura Murillo, President and CEO of the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. We are thrilled to be with you, and as always, we invite you to visit our website, HoustonHispanicChamber.com. Lots of information, whether you have a business, you want to start a business, you're an executive, you're an entrepreneur, you want to make connections, come and visit us. Make sure you take a look at that. We've got the largest business luncheon and expo in this great city and so much more. Also, follow us on social media. Today, we've got two extraordinary people that I recently met here in Houston at a luncheon where their group was performing, and people were wowed, thrilled, excited. And thanks to Representative Armando Ali, I received an introduction to this dynamic duo that is doing some phenomenal work, and I want to make sure you meet them and you can learn more about them. So we have Elizabeth Diaz and Jose Antonio Diaz. Elizabeth is the Executive Director of Diaz Music Institute, and Jose is the founder and president of Diaz Music Institute. Welcome, Elizabeth and Jose.
Thank you so much, Dr. Murillo.
You.
Well, first of all, congratulations. I know this has to be a labor of love. It must take a lot of time to gather,
Mhm.
deal with parents, personalities, young individuals that you're
Mhm.
at center stage. I know that you're going to be in Pearland, but you've done a whole lot in this time with your team. Tell us a little bit more about why this is important and what gap you think you're bridging.
Well, Jazz Music Institute fills the gap between public schools, music education, and real-world creative workforce development, particularly for students that are underserved Hispanics and Latino communities. While the students receive a lot of basic music instruction, very few of them get professional level training, mentorship from working musicians, and exposures to the business side of the music. And which is what we feel is really important because a lot of students are interested, but they really don't know how they can actually make money in music besides just teaching music. There's so much that's available out there in the music industry, and we like to be what helps students bridge that gap between education and industry. And we provide the structure at a very high level training in performance, leadership, music production, and also develop soft skills like discipline, teamwork, and time management and professionalism. In short, we just not teaching music, but we're teaching them to become ready and artistic leaders and entrepreneurs.
Well, and all of these skills, as you mentioned, are transferable. Working with
Mhm.
others, making sure they show up for practice, having all of their gear ready, just again, things that are going to prepare you for a career. And as you mentioned, potential entrepreneurs. As you know, the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, we focus on business, and we're always trying to find ways for individuals to monetize some of the great things.
Exactly.
And it's so important for youth to understand that they have skills, and also
Hmm.
provides them with some discipline, structure,
Hmm.
team building, as you mentioned, just practice and showing up on time for
Hmm.
practice and staying late after practice to hone their skills. And I have to imagine, Elizabeth, with your tenure as part of this, that you've seen some real development of some of these young individuals. Do you have an example of one you'd like to share?
Lots of development. So we have students that come in. We have one student that came into our program as a eighth grader. Super shy, very quiet. He wouldn't talk to anybody. He didn't believe in himself. Jose met him at another competition, invited him to the organization to come try out. And he's now freshman in college, super open, positive, ready to go. We had to, just polish the little edges that he had that, he just didn't believe in himself. And once we got a
Hmm.
hold of him and started working with him and developing him as a self-motivated young artist, he's now at U of H again he's in their college band and he's doing great. And again, we have him doing mentorship programs for us at other schools where we bring him back to teach other students that are similar to what he was at when we came to meet him.
Very important. So tell me, how does one become involved with the music, the VS Music Institute? How old do you have to be? Where do they get more information?
You want to talk about that, Elizabeth?
And so we have We start at the age of 4. We have summer camps throughout the summer. We also have our main performing group, which you saw at the event. And those students, all they have to do is reach out through us through our website at diazmusicinstitute.org. And that'll lead them to my phone number where they call, text, and ask information. We invite them to come out and try out the performance. They don't have to have talent. We love the students that don't have, that are, still trying to find themselves.
Trying to develop a talent and a skill, right?
Yes.
Right.
So let me ask you this. Maybe someone shows up and they think, I can utilize this instrument and learn it. Do you find that sometimes you move them to a different instrument because it's just their natural ability? Have you seen that?
Yeah. It's happened. It's happened quite a few times, and sometimes it's not us that's actually like changing them. A lot of times they see an instrument and they naturally start gravitating to that. And yeah, that's happened quite a bit, So we're excited. And the thing that we also want folks to understand that we're not in we're not in audition process in terms of really having to have a high skill set of music. It's more of an audition process to find out what that kid's intent and what his drive is to like really learn, because that's what we're really looking for, because we want to keep ourselves accessible to every uh, person that is very interested in learning and raising their skill set and trying to get information about the music industry. So this is not something where folks will be kept out because of talent. We want to keep ourselves very open and accessible, especially to the kids that have no resources.
Well, and you know what? All of these things translate into the business world. You can train people, you can help them learn. They've got to have the right, again,
Hmm.
basic skills, that drive, that discipline, that wanting to improve and to be developed, right? And so it sounds like that's what
Yeah.
you're looking for, and you've been very successful. On behalf of
Hmm.
the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, we wish you continued success. And again, please visit the DS Music Institute. Follow them on social media. Elizabeth and Jose, keep doing what you're doing. And we're so proud of you and all of the young people involved with your.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
The Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is the leading advocate for the Hispanic business community. In Houston, we represent over $54 billion per year in consumer spending. Our thanks to our board and staff for making sure we elevate business and advocate for a stronger economy.
Hello, I'm Dr. Laura Murillo, President and CEO of the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. So thankful to be with you all here today. We've got an exciting partner who's going to talk to us a little bit more about the great work he's doing to make sure that Latinos have a permanent place in history. He is none other than Carlos Duarte, and he's going to tell us a little bit more about ALMA, what that stands for, and what he's trying to accomplish along with a lot of great people here in the greater Houston region. Carlos, thanks for joining us.
On the contrary, Dr. Murillo, it's a pleasure to be in such an important program and partnering with such an important leader for our community. It's an honor.
So much, Carlos. So tell us, a lot of people have seen maybe some social media conversations, some gatherings, whether private or public, but what is this big announcement you've got for us?
Well, ALMA is basically the local effort that it's rooted in community to build a state-of-the-art cultural center here in Houston, a place that is going to be home for all of Latinos, where we are going to be showcasing who we are and inspiring new generations through arts and culture. But it's also a place where everybody else is going to be able to experience the American experience, but through a Latino lens.
So what does that mean in terms of a physical space? Tell us what that means and more about that.
I've been thinking a lot about how is it that cities grow through time. And I think that it's really important that Houston right now is achieving or arriving at this moment where a group such as Latinos, that we're more than 40%, are creating a state-of-the-art 25 acres cultural district that is going to include not only a museum, but also space for performing arts, space for education, space for tastemakers, highlighting the culinary arts. So it is an incredible landmark destination where people from all over the world are going to be able to come to experience Latinidad through our culture and arts.
And when you talk about this, I think something that's really critical is that this is not just a dream anymore or a thought in people's head. This is a reality. And I know Harris County and our Commissioner, Adrian Garcia, and many others are involved in making sure this happens in our lifetime. Talk to us about the collaboration.
Yes, thank you so much, Laura. The reality is that Commissioner Garcia has been a true champion behind this. And I need to honor, the founders, because there has been previous attempts in Houston to build this Latino museum, right? I mean, it's really an embarrassment that such an important city does not have such a space. But right now, the right players have come together to move this. Obviously, several of the most important Latino leaders, including yourself as a madrina, so thank you for that, have gathered together with the support of the public sector. So both Harris County and the city of Houston have supported this financially, but also from philanthropy. The Houston Endowment and Brown Foundation have been behind us. Now, this is not something that it's only on paper, right? We have done all of the research. We have done a number of different drawings. But the reality is that for the past 5 years, we have already been out there, number one, listening to the community. What is it that Latinos need and want for this, their home? But we've also been talking to a number of partners, and we have been in collaboration with the most important art institutions. For example, the Museum of Fine Arts Houston, the Hobby Center, the Museum for Contemporary Crafts, and others, where we have established already a collaboration where we are having outward-facing program with the community, and we have reached more than 7,000 individuals. We have highlighted more than 200 U.S. Latino artists, and we have had, for example, last year, more than 32 events already.
Now, Carlos, this is a major undertaking. It's going to require a lot of collaboration. I know one thing that's very important, especially at this stage, and you hosted something at the end of the year, and I was honored to have been one of the guests, but it's so important to show, especially those foundations and big funders, that you have local support by the community. And so tell us about what that looks like and what your request is to Latinos and non-Latinos that can come together to make this a reality.
Yes, thank you, Laura. The reality is that, when people think about such a big project, they are thinking, well, you're going to need a third to raise the fund, a third from philanthropy, a third from the public sector, and then a third from community, individual donors. And it is very interesting because there's a dialogue between these three sectors, right? So everybody's looking at the other one saying, okay, are they supporting? And right now we have incredible support from philanthropy, incredible support from the public sector. But most importantly, Laura, we have the incredible support of the community. We started 5 years ago with 100 Latinos. You were obviously also part of that initial 100 leaders in the community that are supporting, but we have grown in support. And it is very important to have people that are from all walks of life, right? I mean, we have people that are on the right, people that are on the left, people that are wealthy, people that are working families. Everybody is behind this incredible effort, supporting us either as audience or financially. So we have this very important program that is called Madrinas and Padrinos, that is basically a commitment to help us support the operation of the organization for the next 3 years. And an opportunity for them to give a special input into how the whole project develops. So the invitation to the community is to participate in any way, either as audience, through social media, or even financially, and connecting us to the corporate partners that they might have.
And through their connectivity, as we all well know, is that Houston is very philanthropic, and that when we have a vision, it will get done. And it requires a lot of voices and people picking up that phone and collaborating to get us to the finish line. And you're on a great start, and it's going to take a lot of heavy lifting. And we encourage people who are watching this to make sure that they get involved, whether you're at the corporate level, individual level, or just have some great thoughts to share with the team. So where can they go, Carlos, for more information?
Well, they can go to our website. They can also look for us at social media, Alma HTX. They can find us, and they will see constant publications. We're constantly promoting all of our partners' activity, and through our website, they can connect through all of our donation programs.
Excellent. So before we wrap up, Carlos, what would you like the audience to know?
Well, I would like for them to take real pride in this local effort to portray one of the most important groups in the nation, and that we are giving truly a home to a group of people that has never been fully recognized. Everybody that lives in the United States has that experience, right? There's always someone that is questioning, well, you Latinos, are you really Americans? Yes, we are Americans. And then people in Latin America, are you really Latino? Yes, we are Latinos. We are in the United States. And we are a unique people that we are producing unique art. We have a unique culture, and we want to share that. It's our love letter to the world. Look at how is it that we experience life and how we showcase it through the arts and culture. So that is our gift to the world.
Very well said, my friend. Thanks for all that you do, Carlos. I know that on behalf of the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce that we are here to support you both on a personal level. I just want to say thank you. They've selected the right person to lead this effort, and I'm right here by your side all along to the finish line. So thanks for all you do, and we'll see you very soon, Carlos.
The Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is the leading advocate for the Hispanic business community. In Houston, we represent over $54 billion per year in consumer spending. Our thanks to our board and staff for making sure we elevate business and advocate for a stronger economy.
Hello, I'm Dr. Laura Murillo, President and CEO of the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. We encourage you to follow us on social media, visit our website, HoustonHispanicChamber.com, and join us at one of our upcoming events where you will meet corporate executives, entrepreneurs, emerging leaders, and others. Hispanic or not, we're all about business. We want to help you connect the dots, and we encourage you to join us. Today, it's with great pleasure, I welcome a dear friend and leader in our region. And she is Juliet Stepech, and she is the Workforce Solutions Executive Director, Gulf Coast Workforce Board Director, Department of Human Services, Houston-Galveston Area Council. Well, I'd like to see you fit all of that on your business card, Juliet Stepech.
It's a mouthful, but we're big, so.
Big, and it merits that long title because you all do so much. I remember a meeting we had here in my office, and you were explaining to me all of the great things that you do, and it was difficult to kind of grasp, again, the many things that you all are touching because it is so much. In a nutshell, give us your elevator pitch and what you all do.
Well, I tell folks that we serve the most dynamic region in Texas, one of the most important, obviously, in the country. And our mission is to help employers meet their workforce needs and help individuals build careers. And so we span opportunities. I tell folks we cover diapers to diapers throughout a person's life. We help children and babies in terms of connecting families to the Child Care Scholarship resource. We also have opportunities available for young persons to explore careers. In middle school and high school, we have a program called Higher Gulf Coast Youth, in which we provide youth with paid employment experience. And then we help adults connect to careers as well in high-skilled, high-growth targeted industries. Our goal is to help employers find local talent, but also to make sure that we connect residents to the dynamic economy that exists in their own backyard.
And again, to summarize, workforce development, regardless of that age. And we get a lot of phone calls from families and parents saying, trying to help my teenager find employment. Now you know where to go and who to call. And for more information, before we get moving too far down the road, tell us where they can go to find more information.
www.wrksolutions.com. We have launched a brand new website. It's much more easier to navigate. We're really excited. And we also have a career guide to our services available as a resource as well.
What else would you like people to understand about the work that you all are doing?
I tell folks that one of the most important aspects of what we do is merging the synergy between economic development, education, and workforce development. And so we know that sometimes, depending on where a person is in their life, it's hard for them to find resources to connect back into the education system or explore other types of career opportunities. So we serve to be able to facilitate those connections, whatever stage a person is in their life. And so we want to make sure that folks are aware of all of the different community colleges and universities that exist. We have scholarships opportunities available for those that are eligible. We offer up to a $12,000 scholarship, $6,000 for up to 2 years. And I'll give you an example. In the Houston area, the Houston Community College has one of the only studies in AI available in the country. It only amounts to $13,000. And so a person can become an AI specialist. They can use one of our scholarships and they can connect to that opportunity. And it's conveniently located right here. And so there are a host of other types of opportunities available on our high skills, high growth list. So that way a person doesn't have to navigate. We can actually tell them, these are the careers that are going to give you a strong wage and an opportunity to enhance your economic mobility.
And so you all do all of that prep work so people can show up and you can help navigate them through this maze. Once again, very important. And let's talk about that economic mobility. From your standpoint, what is this impact that you all are having across the region?
Well, we want to make sure that families are going to have an opportunity at all levels of life, right? We want to make sure that we look at families holistically so that way babies can start on the right foot at a quality early childhood center, but also parents, they can explore opportunities for different types of careers. Houston and the greater Houston area is known for being, having one of the largest medical centers in the world, one of the largest ports in the world. You can name it. I mean, with energy, manufacturing, there's a lot of different opportunities, but folks oftentimes are not certain how to connect. And so what we want to do is make that information readily available to them, talk about the opportunities that exist, connect them to those employers, but also have the employers know more about the local talent that exists in their community as well. So we can facilitate job fairs, we can facilitate career exploration. The more a person is informed, the better they are at making great choices about their future. And so we want to make it easy for them to connect to the resources and opportunities that exist.
Tell us what that means for local businesses and corporations in the greater region.
So a lot of folks are looking for talent, and it's challenging. People can use Indeed and Monster and different types of aspects, but there's also something called Work in Texas. That is the Texas Workforce Commission's portal. Every single person that receives a federal grant opportunity typically lists their job opportunity in Work in Texas. But a lot of other persons that don't necessarily have that requirement don't know about that opportunity that exists. It's free, it's available, and it connects you to persons throughout the state and here locally. And so it is the state's version of making sure that everyone is linked both to the talent that exists as well as the job opportunities. And so also, once employers are aware of the resources that exist, there are grant opportunities available through the Texas Workforce Commission, such as Skills Development Fund grants. There are also TIP grants and different types of opportunities for them to assist in cultivating their workforce and their business. And we also provide a host of services and supports for free. If a person is interested in having a customized job fair created available for them, we will do that at no cost for them as well.
Excellent. Well, Juliet, as I began, you all are a real jewel to our region, for our economy, for workforce development, and we're so glad to partner with you all. And we look forward to seeing you all at the Chamber's annual Luncheon and Business Expo with over 2,000 people, the largest business luncheon and expo in the great city of Houston. Thank you for your leadership, my friend.
Thank you so much.
The Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is the leading advocate for the Hispanic business community. In Houston, we represent over $54 billion per year in consumer spending. Our thanks to our board and staff for making sure we elevate business and advocate for a stronger economy.
Hello, I'm Dr. Laura Murillo, President and CEO of the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. I'm so happy to have Nori Angel joining us. She is the president of the American Leadership Forum, Houston Gulf Coast. I am honored to have been a graduate and continue to support ALF however I can. There are thousands of people in the greater Houston region who've participated and have been part of this experience. But for those of you who may not know what it is, Nori Angel's going to talk to us a little bit about it. Nori, welcome and thank you. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much. It's such an honor to be here and get to be in conversation with one of our senior fellows who is doing amazing, amazing work in our region.
Well, thank you so much. We're a small team here at the Chamber. We do our best. And one of the things that we like to do is work with our non-for-profits and help them share their message, because we need the nonprofits to do their job so we can continue to have a strong economy and vibrant leaders. And of course, ALF is at the top of that list of making sure that we have an executive program for leaders. So talk to us a little bit for folks who may not be familiar with ALF.
Yeah, so American Leadership Forum was founded a little bit over 40 years ago by a very prominent lawyer named Joseph Jaworski. And his vision was to bring diverse leaders together to grapple with difficult realities and to co-create really awesome solutions to move our region forward. And so to date, we have 1,700 alums in the region and more than 5,000 throughout the country.
That is so impressive. And the great thing about it is, as you mentioned, these alums are all over this great city, around the country, around the globe, and they do reach out. I still have people that I interact with and others that are new that have asked about it or whatnot. But it is a community of individuals just trying to do the right thing. And there's a lot of executive programs out there today. What do you think makes ALF different and special?
Well, first of all, ALF is unique because it's not something you can apply for. You have to be nominated for. So that means that there are leaders out in our community who see how you show up in the world, how you lead, and they nominate you for a very unique executive program. It is not sitting in a classroom, and being talked at. It is an opportunity to go within as a leader and get clarity about your leadership purpose. It's a year-long process that helps you build really, really deep relationships with your classmates. And lastly, what's also very unique about our program is that we take people to the wilderness. We spend a week in Colorado where we spend time in dialogue. We sit with big life questions. We grapple, like I said earlier, with difficult realities, and ultimately we seek to find new ways of living together and serving our community.
So in the world that we are living in today, more than ever, the American Leadership Forum is relevant. It is important. What are some of the leadership challenges you see today?
Well, as you know, we are living in a time with a lot of polarization, a lot of eroding trust in our institutions, and unfortunately, even with each other. And so the work of ALF really seeks to bridge people across difference, to help us sit in spaces where we are challenged with our beliefs and challenged with holding diverse perspectives, so that ultimately we can come together and find common ground, which is what we're going to need if we're going to make progress on these big, complex challenges we're dealing with.
Absolutely. Nori, what else would you like to share with the audience? I know you have a vast array of volunteers, sponsors, etc., but what else might you like to share with our audience?
I'm really excited that we're launching a new initiative called Bridge Houston, and it is the evolution of our work. We asked ourselves, 1,700 leaders, all really connected with the foundation of trust. So what is that as an asset for our community? And where we landed on that is this new initiative called Bridge Houston, where we're bringing our leaders together to work collaboratively on the challenges that our region is facing around educational access, workforce opportunity, and economic mobility. And so I'll just leave it with an invitation to stay tuned with some future convenings where people can come together and collaborate on these issues.
Well, Nori, to you, your board of directors and staff, thank you for all that you do. It's such an important time to make sure that our leaders are coming together who are diverse with different opinions to find solutions. And certainly you and your team are key to bringing us closer to an opportunity where we can work together and maintain a vibrant economy and a great place to live here in Houston. So thanks for all that you're doing.
Thank you so much for the invitation to share what's happening at ALF.
The Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is the leading advocate for the Hispanic business community. In Houston, we represent over $54 billion per year in consumer spending. Our thanks to our board and staff for making sure we elevate business and advocate for a stronger economy.